If you can at least get over here to where you can see inside. And I'm going to tell you that you should never walk inside unless you turned off this. That key only comes out if it's off. So if you're in here and you're going to do what I'm going to show you right now, you're going to want to turn that off, put that key in your pocket, do what you need to do, come back out, put that back in. The whole idea of that is when somebody has that key in their pocket, obviously the machine won't run. So I'm going to show you what needs to be serviced typically by operators. There are screens down here, and there's a set on each side. These pop out. This is where anything that gets left on a cart is going to wind up. Okay? So there's screens that go all the way across. And you know what? We have what is a little piece of metal that somehow is in here. They just pop out, pop back in. You're going to empty these as needed. You might have to clean these weekly. You might have to clean them even more frequently than that. But there's 4 screens in here. And the exact same thing in here. There's 4 more screens in here. These just pop out. Okay? The other thing I'll show you inside, occasionally these will also get something in them. They're quarter turn. They turn, they pop out. If there was something in there, you'd be able to see it. Otherwise, it should be an opening. They just go back in, and quarter turn, they're back in. James, for the most part, will be the guy popping all this stuff out. But these do also individually, these also pop out. The whole arm pops out, and the whole thing can be removed if need be. That just pops back in, and as long as that arm is in, everything moves. Any questions? Obviously, you see there's 2 lights in here.
No?
Everybody good with that?
You're going to work on those next, the buttons?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll also notice that right now this threshold has moved in. That allows you to load, and the exact same thing on the other side. The minute, and it's probably good, this screen has now gone to sleep because it's been minutes since anything's been done. Any button will turn that screen back on. Okay? From an operation standpoint, and right now we have this P1 cycle is basically your cart cycle. At the moment, that's the only cycle we have programmed. We will program the rest of them throughout the day, and we'll probably give you 2 or 3 cycles because this machine also has the capability to run instruments. Right at the moment, it's set up to do carts, which probably 95% of the time, that's what you're going to do. Okay? So from an operator standpoint, you're going to see that you're going to have a button that's going to be lit up. That basically is telling you that's what the machine at this moment is going to allow you to do or wants you to do. The minute you push that threshold pulled back, I'll step to the side, you see that moved out of the way. You're going to want to hold this button in until you see these swing into place. And that's important. So everybody kind of take a peek at that. With both of those swung into place, this door is now sealed. And you're going to want to hold that button until you see.
Are you talking about the flaps coming
Yep,
in?
look here. I won't bite you, I promise. There's 3 of those.
Oh, I see.
There's 3 of those on each. Each side has 3 of those. And right now, this door is sealed. I'm gonna open the door again, just so you kind of, and it's gonna be the exact same way over there. You're gonna wanna hold that button until the door goes all the way open and the threshold moves. At that point, then you can let go of the button.
Okay.
Okay? From your point of view, that's pretty much what you need to know. Now, if this thing completes a cycle, okay, which I think probably several of you probably heard that buzzer on the other side, and that will buzz until you physically push the button to open the door over there, okay, and then that'll stop it. Same thing on the other side. When you go to open the door, you're going to want to hold the button until the door goes all the way open and the threshold slides in, and then the same thing with closing it. As long as you keep your fingers on that button. Like right now, I could stop and the door's going to stop.
I wonder why they set it up like that. Why wouldn't it just be a one hit?
I think the idea is they want you as the operator to know exactly what's in that cart washer. They want you to be physically standing here. So one, you can't get a person in there, you can't get something, and then all of a sudden say, oh my gosh, that's a bad thing. So,
Okay.
so you're gonna wanna hold that. Again, until you see.
For a whole 6 seconds.
And you'll hear that. You'll hear those rollers.
Oh yeah, and that one light's gonna turn
The
on.
one above will.
So this thing is now, door's closed, door's locked. The minute I push that button, then this light's gonna come on. That's gonna mean that it's in cycle, okay? That will stay lit until it completes the cycle. And then the other side, obviously, on the other side, right now, those buttons over there shouldn't be lit at all at the moment. Because right now, it's not gonna allow you to open that door until it's completed a cycle. So if this machine would have an error, it's not gonna let you open that other door. You'd be opening this door. The whole purpose of that is they don't want anything coming out the other side that hasn't been washed and disinfected. Okay? Same thing here. You're once again holding the door. Hold the button until the door opens and the threshold goes back in. Then you let go of the button. Right now, we're running just this P1 cycle, which is going to be for your carts. It is at the moment the shortest cycle. We will, before we're done today, we're going to program at least one or probably two more cycles.
They'll be longer.
They'll be longer. We're going to program an instrument cycle because they have a part out there designed to run instruments. Now, will they do that? I don't know. The machine has the capability of doing that. I would say 95, maybe even higher percentage of that, they're going to run carts. I have a customer in Yakima has the exact same machine, only it's a little bit longer. They've never done anything in it but carts, but it has the capability to do other things. So, for the most part, you're going to wash carts in it.
So do we do cards today or?
What we're going to do, there is a password. If for some reason this machine failed,
George, you want it,
right here.
you want it identified as a passcode, or should it be anonymous?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, just wherever you're comfortable putting it. So at the end of this screen will turn green. The other side will turn green, telling you it's a completed cycle. If it's red, then it'll be error. It's gonna tell you why it errored. When you push this button is what would clear that alarm. When you push that button, it's going to ask you for a password. When it does, that's the password. You achieve that by using the up and down arrows and right and left.
show us? What do you mean?
I can show you entering a password. How's that? How about if we do that? This is going to be a little different than what you're going to do, but here's what the screen's going to look like.
That makes sense.
And you create that by moving right and
Push
left,
enter.
and then you push enter, and that's going to give you that. That makes sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can
And that screen was called?
that screen's going to pop up automatically, but it's
System menu. So go to system menu.
no, if it actually alarms, that will pop as when they
Oh, okay.
clear the alarm, that screen will pop up right in front. They
All right.
won't have to go looking for it, it'll pop up.
Populates automatically.
Yep, that'll populate automatically.
So we're gonna only enter the passcode on this screen, not on the other side?
Yep, the other side, the only thing you can do from the other side, there's only 2 active buttons over there, and they are just door operation. You can open the door, you can close the door.
Good.
It does nothing else from the other side. Eventually, you're going to have a printer. They have not sent the correct, this is called a bezel, and they're sending the right bezel. We have the printer already. They're sending the correct bezel and also a little bit of hardware, and then you'll have a printer that's going to set here. So at the end of the cycle, this will print out the cycle data. You also have, and I don't think it's something that you're going to do a whole lot with, but it's available. Right here's a memory stick that is also going to record all that cycle data. And I just explained to James, basically it's a USB drive and you just plug it in to a laptop, and that will have all the cycle data on it also.
So while we're waiting for the bezel, we can go ahead and run the machine and it will.
All the cycle data from the very start of the machine startup, because if that wouldn't have been in, the machine would have said, hey, put that in, because it's not in. So it's aware that it's there.
Does it have a limit how much it's going to store and then finally deleting?
I think it holds about 5 years worth of data, and obviously that depends on how many cycles are run.
Now, when you take that USB stick and put it in your computer, I know some of them come out jittery. Do you have to have a special program?
No, your laptop should say that I see a drive, and you should just have to highlight that drive. Okay? Your detergents are all here. I'll give you a demonstration. I'm going to pull this guy out. And right now, the machine should now know that it's going to say low detergent. It should say dose 1.
We need to get out of this screen. Oh, low detergent, low level.
I can get you out of this screen and take you back to where you were. And I can show you this screen also. There's, from an operator standpoint, you're probably going to be on a bar graph. That's going to be the screen you're looking at. There's a couple other screens, but that by far is the most popular. But now you see it says detergent 1, low level. That is your detergent. You, when you're washing carts, are going to have detergent, and you're also going to have a final rinse aid, a rinse aid that goes in when it's in final rinse. So if I pulled that one out right now, that's going to then say detergent 2 low. When that occurs, then somebody's going to have to put another container of detergent in.
And they
And
already have other containers here?
George, my understanding is that yes, they have quite a bit of it here. Now ultimately, we're going to have this guy going also. This is enzyme, this is lube, this would be for your instruments. Okay? We can discuss the parameters.
Route 29?
James already knows how to adjust the parameters if we need to make changes there. He's already aware of how to do that. Okay? Questions? For the most part, the only thing that you as operators are going to do in here is probably change the detergents. And I don't know, you might would there be somebody who would do
They're
that?
gonna change that filter. It has to be done weekly.
This probably, at least to start with, I would check it a month in. I clean mine like every 3 months. When I do a PM, I clean my, there's also a filter in here. It's not an operator serviceable item. Typically, I know none of my operators clean this screen. So that's going to be
Talking about the one the big one?
yeah, it's in
Not
here.
the
It actually
filter?
sets inside of here. It's
Oh,
called
yeah.
a small debris filter.
Sure.
So we don't do it, they do it?
I'm going to guess that somebody probably from your
He's talking
maintenance,
about the big
maybe
one.
James is going to do that. Yeah, there's a filter inside of here. I've showed them the screens that are in the floor. They're aware that that's typically an operator thing. This guy would be, James would be doing that, or somebody maintenance from your facility would be doing it.
So if that filter there is like really full of stuff, would it like not let the cart wash work?
That's absolutely correct. That would prevent the water from getting back to the pump. And then what would happen, you'd get a low discharge pressure on that pump.
So if James wasn't available, what would we do? If we don't know how to,
You know, I need to figure out exactly, is James going to be the one doing all the routine to this too?
Yes.
For the first year?
Rory said that I'm going to be monitoring the soap, the detergents.
Oh, well then, there you have it.
And every time I visit the site to work on other stuff, other machines.
You'll just
I'm
pop
gonna
in and
check
take a peek? Okay. I can tell you I take care of detergents in several of my facilities. But I'm pumping out of bigger drums.
Oh, okay.
And at some point, you could do that. You could go to like 15-gallon drums
Oh, okay.
if the customer wants to do that.
Okay.
I carry a funnel. I have a funnel in my van, and I do top off detergents.
That's good.
So it sounds like James is going to be
Yes.
taking care of that. And he's also going to be cleaning this.
Mhm.
I would probably a month in,
Okay.
I'd take a look at that.
March.
I've showed James a picture of what that can look like, and I'll gladly show you ladies and gentlemen.
I think we had one on the old car.
Okay, well I'll show you a picture of the worst looking one that I've ever seen. It sort of looks a little like a hedgehog. As soon as I figure out. That's the worst one I've ever seen. And that's exactly what had occurred. It was getting a low discharge pressure. Now, typically they don't look that bad, but that was one that somebody had totally forgotten about. So, as far as anything else in here goes, from an operator standpoint, you won't be doing anything in here. So if the machine alarms and you don't understand why it alarms, and the machine will tell you what the alarm is, it'll tell you exactly what occurred. The most common ones are if people operating the doors don't hold the buttons in long enough. It has so many seconds to achieve what's going on. So if you push the button and you walk away from it, yeah, it's going to alarm. So that's why I keep telling you, hold the button until the door's sealed. If you do that, you'll be good. You won't get any of those kind of alarms.
In the rare occasion there is an alarm, because they'll put in work order like normal, and then I will be responsible to get a hold of James.
Okay.
To just, that was for,
And you know what's gonna happen? So you're gonna be like the first responder? You're gonna probably come down and take a peek? Then you're gonna get real good at understanding that. I can tell you my machine that's in my territory in Washington, I got lots of error codes the first 2 weeks. And then you know what? Then it slowly went away. As people got more comfortable running the machine, it went away. And now, the only time I get error codes associated with the door operation is if somebody comes into the department that's new and they're unfamiliar, and then it doesn't really take that long, and then they become real familiar too. So from the other side, and I gladly will walk over there, but right at the moment, the other side, right now, nothing should be lit up over there. Because right now, you can't open that door. Right now, it's only going to allow you to open one door at a time, and right now this door is open. So when this cycle ends, and I know you heard that alarm, at that point, you'll walk up to the machine, you'll push the open door button, which will be the one it'll have the little LED. You'll push that in, hold that open, the door will open, the threshold will go in, you'll be able to unload the machine, you'll be able to hold the button in again, threshold will go the other way, door will close, seal. At that point, then you'll have the ability to open this door.
So that's why you don't have a, emergency stop, so that's why you have.
That's the next thing we're going to show you. There are 4 emergency stops. There's one here, which you're not truly going to access because these panels will be on. This will be closed. But there's one here. There's one on that side. There's one over here. And there's also, if somehow, God forbid, somebody actually got inside the machine, you would just pull on that red cable. And that triggers a switch that would shut the whole machine down.
the red cord.
This red cable right here.
What do? You pull it?
Where do
You
pull
said
it?
you pulled it?
Anywhere that you grab that and
Okay.
tug on that, it's gonna break a switch that breaks the power going to the machine.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody knows about pulling these guys out. It sounds like James is gonna be the guy that's gonna be cleaning these. For reasons that I don't understand about the first 6 months of running my part washer in my territory, one side of the machine, these got filled up. I have no idea why. It still doesn't make any sense to me, but you can real easily see when they get filled up. And basically what that does is it just takes that spray away. So in a perfect world, you want all those spraying. That's the whole point. They're not hard to take out. They're not hard to clean. They're very easy to put back in. Probably what I'll do, I'll probably order you some of those too.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna probably send you some more things your way. I'll send you some of the springs, some of the washers that are in the arms. Those will all be things that James will take care of. It won't be anything.
So when we do get new cycles, we said we're getting 2 more additional cycles.
think-
How do we go to the different cycles?
Okay, so again, the machine went to sleep, so any button. Right here, it's gonna say select cycle.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
Push that, and that's gonna give you a list.
Okay. Short.
I'm
long,
sorry, I
long.
should have pointed that out.
So
Again,
all those cycles are not working out?
Not yet. I guess.
you actually have a whole pile of cycles here, but I think we're going to try to keep it simple, and we're just at this moment going to program a couple cycles. And then again, James, if down the road you want to wash something special and you have the parameters to wash something special, James can plug that in.
Okay.
So do you want an instrument cycle?
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
give us the parameters to an instrument cycle, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When we go in to clean those filters, we need to take the key out?
Yep, so you're gonna
So,
do that. Pull the key
Oh,
out.
the machine still stays on?
Well,
Yeah, but
some things are gonna stay
Doesn't work.
active, but right now you couldn't, you notice these all went out, so
Oh.
you couldn't close or open the door right now.
Okay.
So it disables the machine from being able to run.
Okay.
For now, these two keys are together. I probably would recommend that you take one of those and put it somewhere else. I also recommend that you have some of those made because for reasons that I don't understand, my customer has broken off at least a half a dozen of those, probably more like a dozen now. So apparently that gets hit by carts, and I really don't understand how, but it does. If that key gets snapped off, the only way you can get it out is you have to actually manipulate it and get it to go in the off position, and then it has to be pulled out of there.
Okay.
So you might want to have some more of those made. Any other questions?
how long a minute does it say for short cycle?
I'm going to say it's about 20 minutes. Some of it is dependent upon some things that I can't guess. Like some of it is dependent upon, I'll give you for instance, this machine right now with that P1 cycle is set up to fill with hot water. And then obviously it has to heat that water. So depending on how warm that incoming water is what determines how much heat it has to put on. So that's one variable. Pretty much everything else is going to be identical.
Is that going to be
But
our,
the fills will be what, I'm sorry.
is that going to be our cart wash cycle, the short cycle? The 20
That's
minute
correct.
cycle?
That P1 right now is going to be for any carts that you're going to wash. The other variable is the fill time itself. So if for some reason your water pressure takes a big dip, and I don't have a lot of experience in your facility, so I don't know how much fluctuation you have. I'm not real sure, but that would extend that cycle too. Because initially, when you start this machine up, what happens is it fills that sump. And there's about 40 gallons of water that go in there. So it's going to fill that sump when it reaches, there's actually two level probes in there. There's a lower level, it has to pass that, and then the upper level has to be satisfied, and then it basically starts to pump up. So depending on that water pressure and that water temperature, those are variables to your total time in your cycle. But I'm going to say you can roughly say 20 minutes.
Does it matter which way the opening of the cart is?
It does.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked that because I didn't think of that. So if you look in this machine, and I'm just going to turn that off just so people get in the habit of that, you'll see these two rods. And that's a pretty good way to kind of remind you. This floor is going to tilt, and it tilts like this. So the openings to your carts are always going to have to go to this side. Okay, so as you bring in anything you're going to wash here, if it has a door, that door has to face that way. Because it's going to tilt like this. I'm glad you asked that. I didn't think of that.
So that's the same as the old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the old one so much, other than the very first time I was here, it was here, but I think when I came in here, it was actually running. So I didn't
And
really
then
get to
one
see
more
that.
question. When we do instruments or any other cycle, will it also tilt or will it stay flat?
We actually get to choose that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That is an adjustable parameter.
Okay.
Do I think that'd be beneficial? No, probably not.
Yeah.
We're not gonna want it to tilt when you have instruments in.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
just like this cycle, we went in and we told it we wanted it to tilt.
Mm-hmm.
When we program the other cycle, we will say, no, we don't want it to tilt.
Okay.
And we'll also obviously add your other detergents. It's like your instrument cycle will have enzyme, and it'll have the same Nutra wash detergent, and then it'll also have the option to have lube.
Does instrument drying time longer?
It can be. Again, that's
Normally-
another variable that we get to adjust.
Yeah, with all
Right
those
now,
little things
this
that-
is about 5 minutes. Well, matter of fact, it's 5 minutes right now of dry. But if you find that that 5 minutes isn't drying your carts, and it truthfully should, but if that's not enough, or somewhere down the road you say that's too much, that's an adjustable parameter. There's a lot of flexibilities, and each cycle has the flexibility to make changes.
Okay.
How come you guys didn't put the paper thing in now?
Because they sent this bezel instead of the one that has a hole cut out in it. And if it was that simple, I probably would have just cut the hole out, but there's actually, the bezel itself is a little different, and then there's some hardware that comes to mount the printer. The printer's here, but they sent, this thing should have had a hole cut in it.
Why we need a splitter if we have a memory card?
I think
Oh.
one just kind of backs
Okay.
up the other.
What was her question?
The reason. The machine won't run without the memory card. Because it
So,
knows it's there. The machine, obviously, the machine will run without a printer.
so the printer's gonna print the same as the,
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the same cycle data that's on the printer, paper printout, will be the same thing that gets stored on the memory card.
This is just a quick visual of making sure that everything, the temperature and everything got there. So it's good to have.
And each time this prints out, it'll have a cycle counter on it. And I believe that's a total count.
So when we push in the instrument cart, are you going to show us? Is it any different as our carts?
Yep, grab a cart, James, and we can show them. I know James had some carts in last week. Now this floor is adjustable, these things move.
Okay.
So I know that when you actually want to run instruments, I think the instrument cart needs this to be the full width. And then see this guy right here? When you